Hello, and welcome to the Online Jazz Academy, episode 2. In this episode, we're going to talk about finding inspiration, both in New Orleans and at home. So, with this series, before we get into the nuts and bolts of playing, before I get the horn out and start showing you some tips and tricks and shortcuts for improving your jazz soloing and improving your sound, making it sound more professional. Before we get into all that, there's a few other things that I want to talk about to sort of lay the groundwork. Now, if you're watching this, I think it's safe to assume that you are interested in playing jazz and playing better jazz. And so as a musician yourself, it's very important that you get out into your local community and get out anywhere in the world you may find yourself and go take in live jazz music there. Now, one thing that you can do, obviously the most convenient way to do this, is to just take advantage of the shows that are going on in and around your hometown. I just went to a blues concert last night. It was free, very lovely evening on the lawn at our local community center here. And it was 2 hours, and there were all kinds of people out there just watching, taking it in. And I highly recommend that you get out there and you go see the shows, see the concerts. If you get a chance, talk to the musicians if you don't know them. But that's not mandatory. The most important thing is that you're there, you're participating in the process by being in the audience. That, I think, will inspire you further and help you grow as a musician. Just get ideas, hear what other people are doing. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. You may just pick up little things that you can use in your own playing. But just get out there and check it out. If there is maybe a bar or maybe a restaurant or nightclub in your area that has jazz night, just go check it out. Here where I live in Omaha, we have actually a couple of different series of jazz. Every Thursday night in the summertime, we have Jazz on the Green, where they have national acts come in and just play for a couple of hours, completely free. The one I went to last night was called the Backyard Concert Series. It's another similar sort of thing on a smaller scale, but that's highly recommended as well. And I play mostly in bars here in Omaha, and so just get online and find out who's playing jazz in your area and where, and then get out there and go. It's a great for date night. Take the wife out, take your lady out, take your guy out, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, the outdoor things tend to be more family friendly, so bring the kids to those too. If they allow pets, bring the pooch. Dogs love jazz. I know mine does. But just get out there, appreciate it, appreciate your local music scene, and let it inspire you. Now, more than just that, if you're traveling around the country, even if you're not going to a specific place for jazz or for music, if you have a free evening, especially in the bigger cities, just find a jazz club, look them up, and just go. Make a reservation. If some of them require reservations, so be sure to call ahead or look online and do that if required. But you just got to go, get out there and do it. There's of course festivals. There's the Detroit Jazz Fest, of course the New Orleans Jazz Fest. Festivals all over the country and around the world. Festivals of jazz, a buffet, a smorgasbord of jazz music there for the taking. So go to those and just be inspired. This episode is all about inspiration. I want you to be inspired, because if you're not inspired and you don't care, and you don't want to get better, you won't. I've been to jazz clubs personally just in a number of cities. Let's see, most recently I was in Montreal, so I went to a little jazz club up there, saw a great local band led by a sax player. I found that to be very inspirational. I had a wonderful time there, and I brought my wife as well. She loved it. I was in Edinburgh, Scotland, and there in Old Town there's a little jazz club, maybe 2 or 3, but a particular one I went to, and there was a quartet that was headlining that night, led by a fantastic Polish pianist. I can't think of his name right now, but you know, that was a really fun thing to do, and it's a great way to experience a new aspect of the wide world of music. But the capstone of all this is, if you're a jazz musician and you really want to find that inspiration, you've got to go to New Orleans if you haven't been there. And if you haven't been there, just go. It's you don't have to stay there for a week. Maybe just go down for 2 or 3 nights. If you're on a road trip along I-10 or something like that, be sure to stop in, but stay for more than 1 night. You got to stay for at least 2 nights. Just because out and around that city, music is just everywhere, and you may have heard that, but it is just like the mecca of jazz. There's bands pretty much everywhere, on Bourbon Street, but and then particularly Frenchman Street, which is just over a couple of blocks from the French Quarter. You can walk there. You can take a bike taxi, take a regular taxi, take a Lyft, take an Uber over to Frenchman Street. If you're staying in the French Quarter, your hotel shuttle will probably take you there because it's very close, and it's well worth the trip. There's the Spotted Cat that's there. That's a very famous club. There's a number of other ones there. But myself and several of my bandmates just have, for various reasons, have ended up visiting New Orleans. Even if you're there for a conference, one of my bandmates' wives had a conference there, and he just went along, and he was able to get inspired. He, the whole time he was sending me little video clips of, bands he was seeing, of trombone, trombone players, horn players. He's a brass man. But if you get a chance, you got to go. Get down to New Orleans. If you live in the United States, just make it happen. Be a great honeymoon destination. Just a great musical pilgrimage. And if you're there for something else, be sure to see the music that's there, because my trip down to New Orleans really revitalized my playing and just made me realize how much fun it can be. Because it is fun. Boy, it's a good time, I'll tell you. So be sure to do that. See local jazz in your community. Go see jazz in other cities if you happen to be there. And at some point in your life, preferably the sooner the better, just make it down to New Orleans. And you won't regret it. But just go easy on those daiquiris. That's the only thing. Don't fall into that trap. So thank you for watching. And I hope you found this useful. Just let me know. Leave a comment. And like I said, we'll get into some more of the nuts and bolts of the playing side of things a few episodes from now. There's a few more preliminary things I want to talk about. But until next time,